The challenge that I have since I've been a kid watching men is that men build with one hand and they tear down with the other hand. That's my only challenge to you. I don't care what you do, you grown. But what I don't like to see you do is put all this energy and effort into one thing and you build that thing up, but then you don't work on your blind spots and you tear down what you build up. I ain't tripping on no enemies or no haters. Can't nobody stop what God has for me, but I can stop what God has for me. All right, so this is why you need a coach. This is why you need people in your life, right? Because they're going to, no matter how dope you are, you have blind spots. Over 1 million people die yearly in accidents because of blind spots. Amen. I'm gonna say that one more time. I don't care how dope you are or how dope you think you are, the best vehicle, the Mercedes-Benz, the Escalade, the Ford Fusion, no matter what vehicle it is, it has a blind spot.
Good evening, this is Black History 365 Days, with another extraordinary story making headlines today.
Rosalind Roz G. Brewer is a trailblazing corporate leader and champion of diversity. Born in 1962, she made history in 2021 by becoming the CEO of Walgreens Boots Alliance, the first Black woman to lead a Fortune 500 company. Her path to the top included executive roles at major corporations like Walmart, where she served as president and CEO of Sam's Club from 2012 to 2017. Known for her strategic vision and commitment to inclusion, Brewer has received numerous awards celebrating her business achievements and advocacy for diversity in the workplace. Beyond the boardroom, Brewer serves on the boards of United Airlines and the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, using her influence to drive positive change across industries. Her inspirational journey from humble beginnings to shattering glass ceilings proves that with determination and hard work, any dream is possible. Rosalind Roz G. Brewer's courageous leadership and unwavering dedication to empowering others have cemented her legacy as a role model for aspiring leaders, especially those from underrepresented communities. Her story reminds us that diversity and inclusion are not just moral imperatives, but business imperatives.
Ladies and gentlemen, get set for an engaging and enlightening show. Let's welcome our hosts, the brilliant Larry Moten, aka Extraordinaire, and the fantastic amazing Keith Fletcher. They've crafted the incredible show, Word on the Streets. Grab your favorite listening spot and tune in. Don't forget to invite your friends by sending them a quick text or a shout out on your favorite social media platform. We believe it's a show you won't want to miss.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening once again, friends. Welcome back to Word on the Streets. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm so excited to be on this platform with none other than the amazing Keith Fletcher from the beautiful city of Dallas, Texas. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing out there? Hey, man, just another day, man. Another day trying to build Trying to create, trying to build, man. Trying to develop. That's it. It's working hard, man. At that.
Man, it's always good to see you, especially today, especially when we look at the topics that we're gonna slice and dice up tonight. Bouncing back from adversity. That's something you and I both, and not just you and I, but we're on the street community. Bouncing back from adversity is something that we all have had to do in our life, if not once or twice. And if you haven't, like the old folks say in the South, keep living. You'll get your opportunity to experience what having to bounce back from adversity is all about. So, man, it's good to see you, man, on this Wednesday evening, brother. I kind of had you on my mind. And believe it or not, I don't know if I'm a little nostalgic about dogs from being a kid growing up, because, we always had a dog, man.
Yeah.
So I kind of,
as we grew up with her, the dog. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got that. You got that, man. You got that. And, I listened to your conversation when you tell me you sitting on the porch. When I hear, friends, it's amazing. It's those little small anecdotes that can sometimes dial you back sometimes. Because where I live, and I'm sure most people, you don't really hear people talking about sitting on the porch.
Yeah.
That's almost foreign, man, to be honest with you. But growing up, that was a way of life. That was look forward to it. I met all my neighbors, all my friends, my nephews and nieces. I mean, we lived on that front porch.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead on, man.
I was sitting out there yesterday, and I had both the dogs, and usually they be, yesterday was good. They both were laying down. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, that's how you might have your dog. You on the porch, your dog is laying there sleeping.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah. So
that is beautiful.
Yeah, it was. I was sitting there, and both of them was laying down. I was looking, and I was thinking the same thing. I said, man, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all,
man, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that since I left Oakdale.
Yeah, it was nice.
I haven't seen that picture since then, man.
Yeah, Makai, one of his friends, girlfriend came up. He said, you sitting out on the porch? I say, yeah. I said, that's what we do in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? We got porches. When I grew up, we sit out on the porch and talk and things. She's like, oh, yeah. Right. I said, yeah, the dogs out here and they relaxing, we relaxing together. But that's how we do it in the South of Louisiana. But yeah.
Man, we made plans. We made plans sitting out there on
that porch. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the kids played in the yard while you sit on the porch. Sitting on
that's
the porch.
Right.
Yeah, shooting marbles and stuff. Yeah.
That's right. Friends, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Word on the Streets. Fletcher and I, we just reminiscing and catching up on some good old days, but we're going to dive into the program. I see in our chat room, hello, Selena. Welcome to Word on the Streets. Welcome to Word on the Streets.
Welcome,
it's good to see you. It's good to see you there. If you feel like you want to be a part of the show tonight, let me know. I'll make sure I put that link out there for you. But we're going to dive into the program. We're going to see what's going on in the news and tell you about our newsletter. And we're going to jump right on in. You ready, Fletcher?
Oh, yes, sir. Let's roll.
Yeah, let's get with it, brother.
Today's headlines.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jones, reporting to you from WOTS.
A San Diego-based startup is developing a blood test for early detection of postpartum depression, using machine learning to analyze blood samples and identify hormonal mood changes before symptoms appear. The Department of Defense and NIH support clinical trials, aiming to make the $250 test widely available and covered by insurance. However, access to treatment and support remains a challenge for many mothers. However, despite medical advancements, many mothers still struggle to access adequate treatment and support. Currently, doctors use questionnaires to screen for postpartum depression, but only 1/3 of diagnosed individuals receive sufficient care. AI is increasingly used for various medical diagnoses, including Delphi diagnostics for lung cancer and AI tools for diagnosing rheumatic heart disease in children. While promising, AI systems can worsen healthcare disparities, as shown in studies on C-section recommendations and healthcare access for diverse patient groups. Researchers led by Queen Mary University of London discovered over 100 new genomic regions linked to blood pressure regulation. By analyzing data from over 1 million individuals, they identified over 2,000 genetic variants influencing blood pressure. This allowed them to develop improved polygenic risk scores that can better predict hypertension risk and blood pressure levels. The scores show those with the highest genetic risk have blood pressure 17 millimeters of mercury higher and 7 times greater hypertension risk than those with lowest risk. The findings provide new insights into blood pressure's genetic underpinnings and tools for early detection and prevention of cardiovascular disease.
Reporting from WOTS. Now, back to the show.
Imagine having all the juicy show notes, insider information, and resources right at your fingertips. Whether it's a recap of tonight's episode on transforming lives, one choice at a time, or a deep dive into last week's show on habits that transform surprising ways to change your life, our newsletter has you covered. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay informed, inspired, and empowered. Sign up today, and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Click the link in the description and sign up now. Remember, it's never too late to make a positive change.
But the gift of language is so powerful, it's worth the exercise, it's worth the effort. Okay? Vocabulary, brevity, style, repetition, sincerity, saying it well. Here's another one on saying it well. Don't fail to say it. You need to practice. Practice everywhere. If you're going to give someone a gift and send a little card, practice making this little card something they'll keep and remember for the rest of their life. Not ordinary, extraordinary. Not like everyone else, different than everyone else. It's the practice of using your gift of saying things another way until a light turns on, another way that expresses something heartfelt that the standard ordinary language wouldn't express, couldn't reach, couldn't paint these mental pictures. Financial independence. Let me first give you my definition of financial independence. Number one, the ability to live from the income of your personal resources.
Well, folks, we got some good food cooking in the kitchen, so we're just going to start serving it right now. And we're once again, thank you all for tuning in to Word on the Streets. If this is your first time, make sure that you get locked in, grab the link, share it with your friend and neighbor. Help us get the word out. The Word on the Streets come on live every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But our topics tonight, friend, is bouncing back from adversity. And the thing about this theme that Fletcher and I came up with, and the reason why we came up with it, because as we said from the beginning, we all have gone through some things. And if you haven't, you will go through some things. But I was thinking about this topics when he was sharing it with me, that one of the areas that is sometimes the most difficult, that is from my perspective, and other people will have, hurdles is different for each person. But losing a loved one, the lose a loss of anything can sometimes be very traumatic and very difficult. But sometime in our life, when you lose a loved one, either through death or separation, divorce, or what have you, but losing that anchor, that support, someone that you love like none other, somebody you got used to having around, like a grandmother or a mother. We losing a loved one, they call that emotional strength, having the ability to bounce back from emotional adversity. That emotional strength, emotional adversity, losing someone that you love that much is very challenging. And through the thread of all of these things of bouncing back, not having someone outside of yourself can make it that much more challenging for you to overcome and to rise above those adversity. Having someone who can build you up when you're down. But if you ever lost a mother or a grandmother, or if you ever lost someone that you really, 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 you know, you might say you love them, maybe, as much as you love yourself, and to lose that, it takes time to get over it. That grieving process is not easy, to be frankly honest with you, and it's necessary. Notice I said that word process. It's necessary that you allow yourself to go through the healing process. And sometimes, Fletcher, people try to speed up the process, like we try to speed up the process for success, or to get out of debt, or to move forward. Process are in place and they are necessary to go through the steps in every aspect, even getting over the loss of a loved one, allowing your body to fully grieve, to fully go through it. So when you come out and you've gotten past that you don't resort back and find yourself stuck in mud and unable to get out. Deal with it. And even if you have to seek professional help to help you to understand what you are coping with, what you are dealing with. But I'm trying to say and explain it the best I can at this moment. But as always, I know Fletcher is going to come on here and is going to spark my communication skills a little better to explain things a little more clearer. But what say you, Fletcher?
Grief is a touchy subject. Everybody handle grief a different way. My grandmother, I seen her. I never had a mother. My mama haven't died. My father haven't passed. I haven't lost my brother. Haven't lost a child. So I don't know that it's strength to it. But my grandmother, I watched her lose her mother, her father, her sisters, them, her husband. I seen her lose her friends. You know what I'm saying? And I used to sit and talk with my grandmother about it. But I never seen my grandmother cry. She might wipe her nose, a little snot, but I never seen her break down, what I'm saying, on none of those situations. Matter of fact, when, she had us in check, when somebody had a funeral, you better carry yourself together, get yourself together, they're going to shut us down. She was serious about that. Even when she passed, I remember having a conversation with her, and she was like, she was at the hospital, and she said, I'm ready to go home. Bye. But it's just different with me. So like I said, I can't imagine losing one of my kids. I can't imagine losing my mother. I can't imagine. But when my grandmother passed and my aunt passed, I grieved, but I knew they was in a better place. I was just thankful. My mother said best. She had one of her friends pass, and she said it best. You know, I'm just thankful that God gave me a chance to even meet them, them to be a part of my life, get to know them. So I was thankful when my grandfather passed. You know, I remember when he had his 80th birthday, and we cried at the birthday more than we cried at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the birthday. We were crying. We don't even know why we was crying. We were just crying because no, I don't know. We thought it was gonna be last. I don't know why. Everybody was crying. Everybody was crying. You know, at his birthday. But at the funeral, it wasn't that bad. You know, we held it together. But both of them poured so much into me. Mom Mally poured so much into me the little time she was here. But they poured so much into me, man. So I just hold Helen Death, different. I had a young man that I mentored. He got murdered. Somebody getting murdered and down in old age is different. That one was kind of tough for me, But I know, I just believe death, you know what I'm saying? For me, it's different for me. You know what I'm saying? I handle it different. I'm more different. You know, I seen my great aunt, her husband had got sick one time. I was a young man. She got sick and she stressed herself that she died. I don't know if she had aneurysm or whatever, but she was and he lived years after her. So death for me is different. Death for me is different than other people. I don't hold on to that. You know, I understand that you have to. We all gonna die. And my grandmother used to talk to me about that. Baby, we all gonna die one day. And I even asked her. I said, Mom, do you miss Papa? He said, yeah. I said, you want to go? He said, hell no, I don't want to go with him. You know what I'm saying? We're like, she moved on. You know, hell no, I don't miss him like that. I said, you don't want to see him? Hell no. You know, it's funny how she was, but, and I think I got that from her. I got from people moving on, seeing her, how strong she was with it. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of life. I done seen a lot of older people die, but I done seen a couple people murdered. You know, that's different. That's a different thing when somebody takes someone's life, you know what I'm saying? But somebody dying of natural cause of dying or something different for me. But yeah, I just think we gotta, you gotta move on. That person, I tell people when they talk about, my dad gone, my mom, they grieve, and I'm saying, my point is like when I talk to my kids, I'm like, I don't cry over me. You know, I know you're gonna, but I'm saying, but don't stop your life because of me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the graveyard, that's for dead people. You got to move on. I even tell them, don't even worry about coming to see me at the grave. I'm not there anymore. But that's my way, the way for me, what I feel for death. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in that grave anymore. Talk to me now. I'm for the living. Talk to me now. Spend time with me now so we can love each other now. Because once I'm gone, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see death. So I try to pour into somebody while they're here. Give their roses while they're here. So that's what me and death and grief with that.
But I think you said it best too. You know, everybody handle grief.
Yeah, they handle different.
Handle it different, and and sometimes it's not death. This thing here, Fletcher. If you have camaraderie, and let's say you're working on a team or something, or you're working on a job, for all on this one common goal. And for whatever reason, you fail or you drive a car and you cause an accident. Not you, Fletcher, but you, you cause by negligent action, you cause an accident and someone is now crippled for the rest of their life. I mean, that would play on someone's psyche. Dealing what I'm saying, friends, dealing with these adversity are challenging, and sometimes they are such a challenge until it does require a coach or a professional. A mentor, someone outside of yourself, and maybe somebody outside of your family. We've spoken about it before, but losing a relationship, a marriage, divorce is devastating. Not passing in school is devastating. There are a lot of things in life that can be astronomical. And on top of that, Fletcher, we still have to keep on functioning in spite of losing your grandmother, in spite of failing in grave, in spite of losing a marriage, in spite of losing a job. We're still responsible to function. And in order to continue functioning, it's imperative that we find ways or find a way to bounce back. And that's where the rubber meets the road. On the beginning of the program, your boy, he started out, he talked about blind spot. See, adversity, that's a blind spot. There's a blind spot in every situation in our life. Something you didn't see it happen, but it happened. That's life. Things will happen no matter how well the plans are. Things will happen. But the goal is, no matter how hard and how much it hurt, you have to plant that seed. You just have to know, and how difficult the storm might be, you can't stay in the rain. You can't stay in the storm. And I know things are sometimes too hard for you to even talk about. I've been there. It's so thick, I can't even talk about it to you, man. It's thick. If you haven't been there, friend, keep living. I'm not hoping that will happen to you, but through the books I've read and through the short time I've lived on life and through conversation with others, there's a commonality in life that hurricanes and heavy rain comes in all our lives. Every one of us, no one is exempt. It may be raining in southwestern Louisiana, it may be sunny over there in Dallas, man, and vice versa. But one thing for certain, it will rain in Dallas. It will find you. But we can't stay in the rain. We got to find solutions. We have to find ways. You have to tune in to Word on the Streets every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. No joke, real talk, friends. We don't really have all the, what we have is some experience that we've had, and what we have is offering you from our own negligence, from our own experience, from our own mistakes. We have that, and we freely offer it to you. And we also, what we don't know, we point you in the direction. We make suggestion to you. Try this. Try reading this book. Try listening to this. Try doing this. This is what we do. We want you to bounce back from adversity. Talk to me, Fletcher.
Yeah, man. Just speaking about my grandmother, man, and I hold these dear to me. You know, everybody's different. Like I said, she made that statement to me a long time ago, man. And I was talking to her about I had some problems, and she, you know, in her fashion, she said, "You ain't got no damn problem, boy. You ain't got no problem. Somebody give you some problems. Somebody doing way worse than you." And I held on to that. That's why I wake up in the morning, I'm thanking the Most High for blessing me. It's another day. Blessing me to wake up, put my feet up on my eyes. I can lay here and touch my wife, my kids. I can call you on the phone. I call my mother, my father, because I tell my kids all the time about life. I'm like, well, daddy, I say a lot of people don't even have a mom and daddy. They don't have a grandmother. They don't have none of this. You are truly blessed to wake up unto this. Like in Oklahoma, and I texted them, people lost their home. Tornado came through and tore their whole home, tore their whole neighborhood up. You know, you're blessed to be here. You know, I tell them all the time, I laugh, you know, we make jokes. I say, boy, if something happened to your mama, y'all gonna be devastated. Y'all gonna be asking God why they didn't take me instead of your mama, because I know how much you love your mama, but you know, but you still got to move on. It's not as insensitive. Like I said, I seen my mama had to write the program for her mother. And I've seen people have to do these things, you know what I'm saying? So who am I to sit here and cry about something about me? Who am I to not debate to move on? I owe it to them to move on. I truly believe that. That's my belief. I owe it to my loved ones. I know my grandmother's in no way she want me sitting there crying, telling me I need my grandmother. I miss her. I can't move it. In no way. Because I know what she would say. Because like I said, she seen all them people die and pass on, and she kept on moving. She had work to do. She had grandkids. She had other people. She kept on moving. So who am I not to keep on moving? Who am I to cry one time, you know, crying, but just to stop my life and act like I can't because I don't have this, I don't have that. Because, boy, you ain't got no problem. Somebody give you some problems. You'll give them away. I bet you'll be begging for your problems back. So I hold on to that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I went through divorce, you know, that was a hard time. I lost everything. But I couldn't let that lady keep that, you know, keep fighting that. I had to fight to get myself right. You know, we didn't have YouTube and all this information they have now. You didn't have all these abilities you have now. You know, you had to go get a book. You didn't have no counseling like they have now. Not in the Black community. Somebody tell you just get over it. You'll be okay. You'll find someone new. You know, you'll find somebody else. Go out and date. You know, it wasn't no stuff like they got now. My love language and things like that. Then, you know what I'm saying? You had to figure it out on your own, or you had to go read a book, and you be so down you can't. So, but now they got so much, you know, audio books. They got videos. They got people talking about their problems. It's very open now than it was, you know, when I went through divorce. So, overcoming it then was, you know, harder. And then I say now, but you know, but you do get depressed. You do get down because you're looking at yourself like you failed. I know me, I was looking at myself like I failed in some way, you know, especially because I wasn't working no more. I had other things that clouded my judgment too. But you got to move on because that one thing I used to hear in my head all the time, you ain't got no problems, boy. You ain't got no problems. No more. You ain't got no problem. It's easy. You know, so that's what you got. That's what I hold on to, and that's what carried me through, man.
Man, the one of the amazing thing about you, Fletcher, is that man, you got a lot of treasure of things, your relationship that you had with your grandmother, man, that is really, really refreshing to hear. And is, you know, obviously is must be true that grandparents vest more in their grandchildren sometimes they do in their kids.
But you know, they didn't live, but they didn't learn, you know, like you learn by they learn, you know what I'm saying? As they got older, you know, they became different.
Yeah, because she invested a lot in you, man.
Yeah. But like you say, I spend a lot of time talking to her too. You know, I tell people I used to just go in there and want to sit because my grandmother was gonna do something, you know, make you laugh. She gonna do something, you know what I'm saying, to get on you. But you know, she had a different way of loving. You know, some people would think she was mean and she used to whoop you, but she had a different way of doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was raised with her. I was around her, so I know when she, you know, she loved me, and I know when she meant business. You know what I'm saying? So you knew, like you said, you knew what you was gonna get. You didn't have to wonder. You know what I'm saying? You had to figure it out. You knew. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna get? And so that's what I love. That's how I am now. I'd rather be real with me, be honest with me, and be straight up with me. That's how she was. You know.
Yeah, I'm laughing because what you call that tough love that she had, huh?
She had a hell of a tough love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like I say, you know, like I said with me, I like I said, but she always came back with a word for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, she might have gave you that tough love, but she gonna come and tell you, now you know I love you. And I do it with my kids. They laugh now because they tell me I do. I'm like, come here, now you know I love you. You know why I whooped your butt now. But you know, she said something else. You know why I did it, huh? Come here, give me a hug. Yeah, I might give you a nickel, a quarter. Now go buy you something, boy. Now don't get it. I'm gonna beat your butt again, you know. So it'd be something like that. But she had her ways of doing things. But I just say she was wise, man. A lot of things in life that I go through, man, it was right on point. It was to be it's time now. The things that she said back then, you know, was right on point to this day now. Still carried me through. So a lot of things I use with that. She was wise for a time for me. I know for me.
Yeah. Yeah. At adversity, she was very wise in the sense that she, in my life, in that community, she gave me a sense of pride,
Yeah.
black pride. She was a lady that valued blackness.
Yeah. Love. Yep.
She valued blackness. And in those days, bright
Very
skin,
rare.
bright
Very rare.
skin
It was
hue.
rare. Very
Right.
rare.
It was rare for the
But
people.
her blackness was like it wasn't a Martin Luther King blackness. It was a Black Panther. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was like that. It was no let's hug your neighbors. It was a Black Panther. Like you get a girl.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And this, we're not just talking smoke. I'm telling y'all, back in the, she would go. I mean, she didn't apologize
About nothing.
to none of them.
None of them. Nobody. Church, white,
Right, across the board.
pastors,
Across the board.
Yeah.
Black and white.
White. She didn't care black and white. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pastors, you know what I'm saying? Again, she didn't care who
And
you
I
were.
hold her tongue.
You're gonna come correct. You're gonna come correct with her. You're gonna come correct with her. Yeah. Yeah. But she had, and like you said, first my grandfather blind. We look at it back then, he been blind. I had 10, 11 kids. You know what I'm saying? Then all the kids had at least 2 or 3 kids. Grandkids all over there. We all over there. She's the feeders every Sunday, but like I said, what's adversity when you have that? You know what I'm saying? You never seen her down. You know what I'm saying? You never seen her let nobody take her down. So, that's what I saw. That's what I was around.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And what we're saying, friends, sometimes you see things in living color in 3D. So we saw her strength. That strength has helped us overcome
so much. Yeah.
So much. And I know there have been times in our life that we wanted to throw in the towel. But we did see strength. We saw strength not only from our grandmother, Fletcher grandmother, and grandfather. Blind man walked all over the community by himself.
See, that's adversity. That's strength. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember a day he ever talked about pity.
Ever cried about never.
Never.
Not in my lifetime with him. I know I ain't never see it. So
or my life.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. When people say, so again, I go back. That's what I saw. So who am I? People tell me that, man. I thought you can't see. You don't act like a blind man. That's the only blind man I know. That's how I pose. A blind man pose to act like this. That's how he act. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way. Who am I to act any different? I don't know nothing but that. So adversity, you had them. So how can you sit back and not, keep on going, keep on moving? You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing forward. So
right.
That's me.
It's truly amazing, man. It's truly amazing, and to think that blind man was wiring the house, electrical, friends. And if you travel, he can tell you which way to turn. When you get to that, you see that store, make a right over there. 30 miles.
And he manages money and telling you how to manage money. And he manages money as a blind man. Yeah.
Exactly right.
He managed budget, knew how, food. Yeah. He managed his money. He managed the money. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about blind spots too.
You're right. Talking about blind spot, man.
Yeah, and he was giving us pointers as a blind man, teaching us things to look out for. You know what I'm saying? He blind, but he telling us things with sight. And he just said to us too. He said, "Boy, you got 2 good eyes. I ain't got none, and I run circles around you." He used to say that to us,
Right.
So you talking about a blind spot? He was always trying to cover himself even how much food you need to have, what he putting up, make enough food for the kids, the grandkids come over, so he's always looking out, storing up stuff for your children, so and your grandkids. So he was always there for that. So again, that's just going back on what I came from, the life that I saw. So who I am now shaped me, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they gave me. So who am I to, like you said, my grief, to have grief because they gone. I keep them up. We talking about it right now. You know what I'm saying? So they always there. You know what I'm saying? In my heart, they always here. So, my opinion, I think some people have grief because they didn't get enough from that person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But me, I done got, enough from people that I hate to see them gone, but I'm gonna keep them alive by talking about them, saying a good thing, laughing about them. I would tell my kids that just keep talking about me. That's how you keep me around. Talk about what the things we did. You know what I'm saying? Laugh about that. Share times with each other. Tell your friends. So that's how you keep a person there. Yeah.
And no matter what you may be going through, word on the street family, and you will bend, but don't break. Bend, but don't break. And if you have to break, make sure you seek out help. Sometimes the storms, you need help. Back in the old days, it was shameful to say you were seeing a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lifestyle now to say, I have a therapist, I have a coach. Now it's a lifestyle. It used to be shameful. Now it's a lifestyle.
Back then they went to the elders too. You know what I'm saying? Back then,
yes,
I think they went to the elders and talked to someone. Church elder, the elder in the church, female or male, they went to the elders and
they
talked
sure
to them.
did.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And now, we don't have that family structure like that anymore. That structure, church structure like that anymore. But they went to the elders, and now we so split up in disarray now. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for that, I think, and we get so to ourselves, a lot of people, I don't want nobody in my business. They're ashamed of, because let's be honest about this word. We always looking at what somebody else have or what somebody else think. The social media is so big about likes, likes, you know what I'm saying? So we want to put that, we don't want people to know about us. So it's hard to go talk to your friends and family or your people about you because, you think they're going to say something to talk about you. But I think that's what's stopping us from that. But so, like I said, you can't go to them, get you some counseling. They got free counseling, they got resources that can help you with that. But also, I'm gonna tell you one thing, another thing extraordinary. You gotta trust somebody. You gotta trust somebody, family, friends, somebody else. You gotta trust them, something to get information, something to talk to, but you gotta trust somebody. I hear people, well, I'm gonna talk to the Lord. And I say all the time, well, how you know that's the Lord you're talking to? Oh, I know the Lord in my word, but the Lord, the devil know the Bible better than you. So how do you know that's the Lord you're talking to? So that means you need to be in one council with two or three more, right? So why would you think you can just do this by yourself? He put us together for a connection, you know what I'm saying? To help each other, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I say, man, we can't do this by ourselves, and we got to build up more trust and understanding. And, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you want to grow. You want to get better, That's what you want to do. You want to grow and get better. And you got to do that with people. People got to help you, the right people in your life. And you need to recognize, I think the problem is we don't recognize who the right people is, and I think that's another thing that need to be understood too. So when I went through my first divorce, I tried to do it by myself. I didn't read no book. I didn't know what to do. And so it took longer. It took longer for me to be on my way, to go my way. I had no financially, I didn't have no spiritually, physically, I didn't have any help. I was going through a whirlwind, hurt, pain, thinking I'm failure. And it was okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to hurt for a moment. It's okay to say, okay, give myself, but to meditate, to find your way. That's what you got. The right people can help you. They got all kind of programs and resources to help you through it. But when you say, well, I'm okay, see that I'm okay, that's like the lady told me, like a ketchup bottle. You the ketchup, but the person on the outside can read the label. You can't see the label, but they can see the label and tell you what to do. So that person outside can help you through anything. If you want to, get through divorce, get through a tragic relationship, get through a job loss. Somebody help you find a job, man, help you want to start a business. There's so many ways you can help you and mentor. That's what a mentor do. It's multiple. It's so many different mentors too. And that's what I'm learning too, man. I got so many things that I do, and I got a mentor for a lot of things, so that people come in and help, and I use it. I'm telling you, for me, you hear people talk about it all the time, but we got to go ahead and trust it if we want to get better. And you got to. That's what I do. I done paid counselors, I done paid mentors, I done paid, because information is all about getting information and growing and getting better. That's what you want to do. If you sick, you go to the doctor. As when I had cancer, you're going to pay whatever amount to get this live. Why you got to wait till you about to die to pay whatever amount to grow? That was me. I'm telling you, that was me. When I worked, I could do it myself. Why I had to wait till I had to die, almost die, to realize my way is not working. You shouldn't have to wait till you have to die to realize that, on your deathbed to realize that. So that's what it's about. Like the blind side, you can see. I tell my kids that's what I'm here for them blind spots. I'm here to say, hey, there's something over there on that side. Look to your left, you turn around. I'm here to help you with the blind spot that you're not looking for. Something simple as my son, I told him to go, the drill. He went to use it. He said, the drill not working, Dad. And he said, the battery need charge. He plug it in. So I go look, and the light is not on the drill. I said, the light is not charging, son. Oh, it's not? Yeah, you probably going to do a job tomorrow with that drill? So now we look at the wire, had a split in the wire. So that's that blind spot, something simple as that. Now, okay, now we take the fix this, cut the wire, fix it, now it's working. That's what we're here to do. That's what mentors do. Just point out a blind spot for you to say, hey, this can get better. You can do this better. I believe in you. You're a cheerleader, whatever you want to call it, but that's what it's for. Go ahead, Shorty.
You know what else, man? I was listening to you, and this particular show is therapy in and of itself, because being able to talk about things like this is good therapy. For most men, women tend to, most women, in my experience, they can talk among each other, and it seemed to be a part of their trait or what have you. But men, we very zipped up. We hope we very guarded, and if it's like you say, we have a thing with trust, and so therefore, when we going through things, we keep it close to the vest, and on the inside, it's killing us. And part of the healing, a lot of time, is being able to open up and talk about it. You can't get fixed if you walking around here with a heavy heart and all kind of problems or questions that need to be answered, but no one knows the questions in your head because you're keeping it silent to yourself. Nobody knows what's troubling you because you keeping it zipped up to yourself. So being able to talk about it, sometimes, that alone can release so much, man. It's having somebody that you can open up to and let some of the air out of the balloon. I mean, I'm saying it because I can remember having so much in me and just being able to just let a seep of that air out. I felt a relief. And that's a lot of people walking around right now. I know there are, that y'all need to let some of that stuff you holding on the inside, let it out. Let it out. It will reduce stress, increase your life. Some people go into the grave unnecessarily early because they holding so much in. Holding anger in, holding resentment in, holding all kind of things in. You're in a bad situation and you're embarrassed where you are. You're too embarrassed to talk about it. You're too embarrassed to get the right kind of help. So you walk around suffering. You walk around dying on the inside. Stop doing that to yourself. That blind spot you can overcome. You can bounce back from whatever it is as long as you breathe and you have an opportunity. You have a chance. It doesn't have to rain all day, every day. You have a chance to stop at the store and get an umbrella. Stop at the store and get another tire, a spare tire to get you to the next point until you're able to buy some new tires. I'm just talking to you from this sense because the storms I've gone through in life, sometimes that's all you need, man. That's all you need, ladies, somebody to understand. Just to let some air out. Sometimes you just need to talk. Sometimes you just need to vent and just say, "Oh, I'm hurt. You know, I'm disappointed." Sometimes you might have to just break down and just say, "I failed." It's uncomfortable, but welcome to Word on the Streets, because that's where we live and getting to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know why? Because that's life. That's life on this earth. Boy, the chat room been bouncing some great conversation back and forth. Ladiana made it here. Urban Expedition, Miss Bertrand in the house, Miss Selena in the house. Speaking of Urban Expedition, make sure you all tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to Miss Bertrand for Urban Expedition. But Ladiana, I see you in the chat room. Thank you for the words out there and the support. You too, Selena. We really value and appreciate you all. I placed the link out there. If any of you all want to come on, you're welcome. But Fletcher, want you add some comments, my brother.
Yeah. With my kids, we have I guess it's a financial family meeting, vision meeting, talking about, setting our vision. We started off, what we talked about. Then we look at video, and I explain things to them about the video, and basically with like saying what things you need to do. And I was talking about, things that we can't happen that you can control. We can't, get on drugs. You can't go to jail. You can't, tickets. You can't owe people. So you can't get in debt. These things, especially for our community, are hard, that cause problems, right? I say all the things that we was talking about setting a vision for. These are things that can stop us or prevent us or slow us down for reaching our goal. You know what I'm saying? These things is harder to recover from: credit card debt, credit, buying a car, buying it the right way. These are things that can cause you to be in trouble, getting on drugs, getting on alcohol. These are things, smoking. These are things that help that can prevent you from getting to where you need to get to. These the blind sides, as you were speaking, that I was talking about. Like, yeah, we got goals to get here, but let me show you some of the things that can slow us down. Your health, you know what I'm saying? These are things that can slow you down and prevent us from going somewhere. So how we can stop these things from happening, you know what I'm saying? What the percentage of, again, I went down the percentage of Black people on alcohol, Black people on drugs, incarceration, Then it went down to churches. How many our churches compared to other churches, these are things, it just going, showing them the blind side of things in my life that I didn't have someone telling me, and understanding what this world, as a world, but I call it, it's basically economics that cause us, because a lot of these stress things we stress over, besides our grief from parents, it's an economic thing. You know what I'm saying? Money. And we don't want to be honest about it, but a lot of these grief, we worry about how we're going to take care of our family. That's another grief, You know, you lose your job. That can cause stress on you. That's called grief to you. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the pay you want. You know what I'm saying? You want to make a change, but you're stuck. These things can cause stress on you. So these are things I was talking to them in the meeting about things that we can do to improve that things, your education, why your education is important. You know what I'm saying? Why do we need to get your degree? What's the best form? What's the best part? Path to take. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make this type of money and what to do with your money. Again, that's the blind side. You know, things that you can tell you, hey, watch out for these things here. But that's what I was talking about. All these, we just, you know, it ain't grief ain't just death, but you know, grief is, you know, job loss, income, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of your family, you know, got to move out, all these
things. That's right.
Losing
a car, losing a home,
lose your car. You know, yeah, them things that can cause you to have grief, stress. I'm gonna get to work, you know.
Right.
You know, your kids need things. Though that can be hard on you. I can't feed my children. I can't do what other people do. Right. You know. So those things we say that ain't, but them
that's devastating.
That's devastating, son.
That is devastating. When you can't do those things, and especially in America, because man, boy, let me tell you, when you can't do the things that they consider these are just a small thing. Those small things aren't so small when you've been devastated.
Yeah.
They're not small.
A whole bunch of small things become big things and become
big things. Yeah. Become huge things.
Huge, major things, you know.
Yes, sir. They become huge things.
They can become huge things. And that's what I was explaining. Because like my kids, they're young, so they think, you know, even the racism thing, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, what you're dealing with. You know, it ain't like when we grew up, extraordinary. It's not blatant like it was. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's even worse because they have no idea.
They have no idea.
Oh, they have no idea.
It's so slick now.
Oh,
it's not as black and white anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's blurred. It's blurred
very gray. It's very gray.
But yeah, you know, they don't even understand. You know, I was just talking about the difference between HBCUs and regular college.
Right.
Things that they get beside, you know what I'm saying? It's
very
even the political thing, they don't understand.
Right.
Yeah, those things.
How much one section of funding get versus another. Stuff you don't see.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They don't see. Yeah, they're not paying attention. See, that's that blind spot again.
That's that blind spot, man. We go on the road with that. Library, parks, schools, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Oh, it's that blind spot.
Yep. That you just drive in your car, you just getting up, going to work, and it's the blind spot that you're not aware of. You know, just like me, extraordinary. When I lost, got divorced, I lost everything. I tell people only thing I knew was to get a job. The second thing I knew was to get a part-time job. I didn't know anything about starting a business. I didn't know about investing. I didn't know about those things that I could have done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know how to build, create a business or do it. All I knew was to get a job. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's a blind spot. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta teach them that too. Hey, you can start a business. Why is a business important? And I broke it down to them in the Constitution. They talk about property. They talk about property before they even talk about freedom of speech. So what's more important? Property, capital. You know what I'm saying? So that's the understanding. Like, hey, it's other things that are going on here. You just getting up in the morning, I get my job, and I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna be rich and have everything. It doesn't work that way. That's that blind spot. You think you're gonna just get up and everything gonna be perfect. It's not. It take a lot of work, and some cards gonna be stacked against you. Some things that you're not gonna understand why, but it's gonna be stacked against you from the get-go.
Friends, we'd like to thank all of y'all again for tuning in to Word on the Streets. Remember, we go live most of the time, 98.5% of the time, every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Ladiana. Thank you, Shanda. Thank you, Lady D. We know where you are on every Wednesday evening. Thank all of you all who's out there watching us. Oh, look who just popped up on the screen on closing time. Fletcher, guess who we have in the house? Who do we have here now? Speak.
Go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm so glad to be here. I'm sorry I've been listening all along, but I couldn't tune in earlier because I had some duty that was calling me. But I thought I'd just get on here and give a shout out to you guys because I so wanted to join the conversation when Keith was talking about our beloved grandmother because there are
Oh man, I
so
knew it.
many
I want to
lessons.
say Keith. I knew he would. I want to say Keith could say it better. I know because he really, man, he take you there, doesn't he?
Yes, yes, he does. And so I just wanted to give such a shout out to her because I recall my grandmother, my maternal grandmother used to always say, that girl is just like Linda. And so,
Yeah, yeah. Walk like her too,
yeah. And even one day when I was talking to you on the phone and I
especially
got
when you
upset with
wear
my,
that hat.
I
Yes,
was getting on
Lord.
to my son and you was like, boy, I know where you was going. You sound just like mama. So,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes,
We
indeed.
all got some of her, we all got that's in us, man.
Man, the
yeah.
last time I went home and when I saw Shana at the homegoing service she had on her hat, I said, man, look at Mama Linda. That's what I swear.
Yeah. And then he started talking about Papa, and I remember making that grocery list about 2 or 3 days before
Hey,
his check would come. And then I have to take him to the bank, and then I have to help him put his money in his wallet. And it was a
yep.
certain order, and he kept
Certain
track of that
order, certain
money,
order.
and he knew exactly what he had left in that wallet. And
Yep.
it's like when we got to the grocery store, we started to buy the groceries. He'd have to count that money out to me from his wallet. It wasn't me going in there getting it. He
Nah,
was
he
counting
going in
his
there.
money out to me and getting it. And he knew down to the penny what his bill was going to be. So don't try to put nothing in that basket.
Man,
Man,
hey, he was. That's why I say he was doing budgets back then. Well, and then look, when we were
All right
kids,
here.
he would give us money. You would reach your hand out, and he would
Mhm.
touch your hand and give the money. Then you try to put your hand back again. Boy, I already gave you some
I
money.
gave you yours.
I'm like, how do you know that? No, I gave you some money already, boy. Get your hand back up.
Yeah, it took a lot of restraint for me to finish doing what I was doing before I came on because I really wanted to get in on that conversation when I heard you talking
yeah,
about Mama Linda.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
see, let me say this to you. Like you say, I can't grieve over her. She pours so much into us.
Hmm.
Man, a lifetime. I tell my kids about it. You know what I'm saying? So I got the pictures on the wall. My wife put them in the frame for me, made them big for me. And man, it just made my heart. I almost started crying. I almost teared up a little bit when I saw them. I'm like, man, but they meant so
But
much. So, yeah.
they lived a lifetime. They lived to a ripe old age, and
Yeah.
there was
Yep.
so much they poured into us. There was
Oh,
nothing
so
that was
much.
left undone. They had given us
Nothing.
all that we needed in
Everything
order
they
to
can give
bloom
us.
and blossom and be who we are intended to be in this world.
Yep.
So. When they left, it was a homegoing celebration because they had
Celebration.
poured so
Yep.
much into us. I reach back all the time and think about those conversations that were on the
Yeah.
porch and all of the things that I learned. And I tell people about, that porch and, Mr. Thomas and Bruh
Uh-huh.
Jim, and all of that. I mean, I think about all of that all the time. And it's very few days pass that I don't mention something that happened on that porch.
Mr.
That's
Jill.
yeah. That's truly amazing to hear that word. Because I tell you, man, you don't hear that word anymore. Porch.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't hear that where I live. I only hear it when I talk with Keith.
Mhm. Oh,
Porch.
I had my house. When I got my house, it had to have a porch. It had to have a porch. Well, it had to have a porch. Yeah, I brought my house to the porch.
Yep.
But I'm like my wife don't. I'm the only one to be out there. My
Yeah,
wife
that's
and
really
kids,
amazing.
but I'm out
Right,
there.
right,
Yeah, I'm the
right.
only
I
one out
mean,
there.
you sat on the front porch. That
On
don't
the front porch,
man.
man. I'm sitting up there.
You keeping it live, man.
Oh
Keeping
yeah.
it
Oh
keeping it live.
yeah. Yeah.
But look, friends, it's been great. Shana, thank you for coming on. And what's going on tomorrow night, Miss Bertrand?
We will be exploring a deep dive into basil.
Basil, okay.
Amazing.
Yes, the herb basil.
Well, look, Ms. Bertrand, I don't mean to turn the knob a little bit, but why don't you, in a short version, give us an up to date what you talked about on the last program, or what you got going on, and what they, with this base, what happened last Thursday?
Last week we talked about the transplant of those seedlings, and then well, that was a week before. I had a guest on last week who had really actually started his herbal expedition with
Oh yeah,
me
I
and
heard
has
that. Yeah.
planted some seeds and that kind of thing. And so I'm going back because when I initially talked about basil, I did a whole bunch of herbs at one time. And so this time I'm going to take a deeper dive with the basil and talk about that and more. Basil is one of the quintessential summer herbs because people love to make pesto with that basil. And so it's one of those, it's an annual, so it's not around all year. Gonna want to get it planted now because it doesn't take that long to come to maturity. So by the end of the summer, you'll have a mature basil plant and you'll be able to go ahead and start making some of that pesto. And so I just want to look at that. And so really and truly for the month of May, for at least 3 weeks, I know we're going to be looking at different aspects of basil. The first week, we're going to be talking about how to grow basil. Then we will talk about the uses of basil uh, in the kitchen. Then next week we'll talk about the uses of basil medicinally, and then we will take a look at the aromatherapy aspect of basil.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, folks, y'all see what you in tune for. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Herbal Expedition. And to Miss Selena, Miss Ladiana, looking forward and you all coming back, being with Fletcher and I. Fletcher got a show Friday evening too, I think at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
Okay.
called the Porsche Chronicle 1. Y'all make sure y'all support Fletcher in by himself. But Fletcher never short of words. So you do want to
That's
check
true.
him out. You do want to check him out Friday night at 8 p.m. And lunch break, friends, has been moved from Friday to Saturday at noon. Make sure y'all check out lunch break Saturday at noon. We got a lot of stuff going on, and we thank you all for supporting us. We're going to get out of here. Thank y'all again. Good night, everybody. Miss Bertrand, we'll see you tomorrow night at 7.
All
Thank
right.
y'all.
Look forward to it. Good night.
Yeah, you have a good night.